Hey everybody, welcome to the video this morning. Today I am happy to start this video series where I'm going to be talking about toys that I grew up with as a kid and that I played with. Now, some of these videos are going to feature the actual original toy I had when I was a kid because I still have it. But in some of these videos I'll be showing off the toy where I have rebought it as an adult because for some reason I don't have it anymore. Either I sold it when I got older, or it got sold when I was younger, or it got broken, or thrown away for some reason, or lost. So there's a variety of reasons I may have not had one of my original figures. But today, for my first episode of this, I'm going to be talking about a figure I still have from when I was a kid. Now, I'm not going to do these every Saturday, but I will always show these on a Saturday. I think I'm going to try to plan to debut these on Saturday mornings. So we're going to start off for this first episode to talk about one figure that I'm really glad I still have, and that is the Kenner DC Superpowers Clark Kent. So this Clark Kent figure is the only figure I still have from the Kenner Superpowers line. This line of toys ran from 1984 to 1986, and I had a lot of them. I had the Hall of Justice, I had a lot of the figures, I had the Batmobile, I had the Superman plane, whatever that vehicle was called that they released. And I think that was pretty much all I had, was as far as vehicles, the Justice League, the Hall of Justice, and then I had a lot of the figures. So this is the only one I still have left. I don't know what happened to all the figures as I grew up. The only things I can tell you what happened to the Batmobile. The Batmobile I had all the way up into my 20s. At some point in my mid to late 20s, I sold the Batmobile. It was not complete anymore when I did sell it. It was missing at least, one of the windshields was missing off of it. It was in decent shape, but it wasn't perfect. It is something I would like to get again someday. And then I know what happened to my Aquaman figure, because when I was a kid, one Christmas, we would always go to my grandma's house after we had Christmas at my grandparents' house. So my grandparents were on my dad's side, my grandma, that's my mom's mom. So we went to my grandma's house, and I had my Aquaman with me, and I was playing with it and somehow lost it in the Christmas tree and never found it again. We couldn't find it. I don't know how that happens. It's one of those mysteries where something just vanishes. So I know where Aquaman went, or rather not exactly where he went, but I know when I lost him. So I was really little when I lost him, but I definitely hated losing that figure, and still remember it to this day pretty vividly. But in the end, this is what I have left. Now, this was unique because this didn't get released in the stores. This was a mail-away figure. Now, I don't remember all the details myself, but from what I could gather from research, to get the Clark Kent figure, you had to mail 5 proofs of purchases off, and then they would send you the figure. So that's what I read. So that may or may not be accurate. I'm not sure. And it also said that this was 1985 that this was released. So this was a mail-away figure in 1985, 4 or 5 proofs of purchases, as far as I know. Now, these figures, they look neat. They don't have a lot of articulation. But yes, here's Clark Kent. And like I said, there's not a lot of articulation, but we do have his head. You can turn it left and right. I'm not going to turn it too much. I don't want to mess it up. It feels tight. There's no joints on his elbows. Those are all one piece. You do see the cuts here on the arms, but there is an action feature. If you squeeze the legs, the arms move for like a punching action. Now, you do have bend at the knees, and the legs bend, but that's about it for your articulation with this figure. But they could stand up well. I do want to get a stand for him. I'd like to get into collecting the line and going back and getting these older figures. I did look at the Augusta Toy and Comic Show for a Superman, but I ended up not buying one yet. But that is something I might do in the future. So I don't really know what else to say about him, except that I'm glad I still have him. And I did mention that I sold the Batmobile. Well, I sold some other older toys of mine, kind of in my late 20s, and some in my early 30s, but I don't really regret necessarily selling any of them, but I did almost sell this guy. And the buyer at the time, I was going to sell him for 50 bucks. The buyer at the time was nitpicking the condition of this figure. I just had it up at the camera. You can see it looks like it's in really great condition. And surprisingly, it is in really good condition. I don't really see any blemishes really. I think there's one on the nose, maybe not even a blemish on the nose on this one. It's in really good shape. So they go for more than that now on eBay, but I have no plans to sell this figure. I'm glad I didn't sell it at the time. I'm glad that that buyer ended up nitpicking and wanting to try to lowball me on this figure so that I still have it. So whoever you are, thank you for not buying this figure for me. So I still have it. I think I'm going to get back into this original Superpowers line. Now there is a re-release line that McFarlane Toys puts out, and you may have seen it. And they're at a good price point, like $10. They're cheaper for figures. They're smaller, but they're made in a way where the card back represents is a callback to the original card backs for this Superpowers line. And they have some vehicles and things as well. But I think I want to get into getting some of these originals. I don't have any of the McFarlane ones to compare. All that to say, this is a look at one of my original toys from my childhood. And I played with this just like I played with all my other toys when I was a kid. So I'm surprised it's still in as great condition as it is. I did want to share, I do have one other thing from the Superpowers line, and that is Superman's cape. And for whatever reason, I still have the cape from the Superman figure, even though I don't have the Superman figure anymore. I think maybe the Superman figure broke, like the arm broke, and he ended up getting thrown away. But I still have this cape. And from what I understand, this is the harder thing to come by, so I don't really need to find a Superman with the cape. I just need to find a Superman, even if he doesn't have his cape. And which is good for me, because that means I can spend less money probably to buy him, and then I'll have a complete Superman. So I'll try to do that in the future, and maybe we'll take a look at that if I do find one. But all that to say, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at Clark Kent from the Superpowers line. Mail-away figures were a big thing in the past, and I know there were some other mail-away figures and other toy lines that I got. This one's special to me. I'm really glad I still have it. I am a Superman fan, and I will hold on to this for the foreseeable future. I don't see myself selling this at any point. I'm really excited to bring you more of these coming up in future weekends on Saturdays. I have a lot of other old toys that I still have from when I was a kid, and I have some that I've rebought growing up, and I would love to share those with you and talk about those toys and my time with them. And some of those, I even have some old videos of myself as a kid playing with them that I'll share as well. Thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.